The PGA Tour presents the fusion of golf, music, sports, and entertainment. Golf Talk America. Streaming live on PGAtour.com. Follow us today and every day on Twitter at Golf Talk America. Now, the Golf Talk America crew.
Welcome in, everybody. Frank Bassett joining you. It's a lovely Tuesday here on Hilton Head Island. And back from the Masters, we kind of snuck away from Augusta and came over here as guests of Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort and are thrilled to be here. The crews separated. Tim's in Dallas. Diane Knox is in Jacksonville Beach right now, but she'll be here this week because her brother is playing here. Russell Knox is playing in the RBC Heritage Classic here on the island. But we're staying at Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort. We've been here one night and had a fabulous time, played golf here. We'll get into all that in a little bit, but what I want to do is bring in the most important person in the entire Golf Talk America crew, and that's Miss Diane Knox. Hey, gal, what's up?
I honestly was waiting for you to introduce someone else there. I thought, he can't be talking about me.
The lovely and talented Miss Diane Knox. Hey, thanks so much for last week at the Masters. That was a lot of fun. We had a good time. And
I loved it.
A lot of great guests.
I feel like I'm on Masters Come Down. Yesterday was a horrible feeling. I came into the office and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I meant to do this week? It's very strange to get back to normal life and normal work. But we had such a good time in Augusta. It's obviously, the best sporting event, the best golf tournament you could ever be at, and we really made the most of it.
Well, and it was so exciting on the final day. Of course, you know my feelings about the Spieth family. We're all friends with the Spieths, so we love them. And Jordan put on one heck of a performance on Sunday. It was probably one of the most, almost the course record, just a hair off. But we had a lot of fun. I'm sorry that you're having a little bit of a come down in Jacksonville Beach because we just came straight over to Hilton Head Island and checked right into the Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort, got to our villa with the 3-bedroom. It's gorgeous. So when you get over here, you got your own bedroom there if you want to stay here and take in all the pleasantries of this lovely resort.
Well, how's your weather? Because I'm telling you right now, when you say Jacksonville Beach, people may think, oh, that's very exotic and sunny and hot. It is pouring rain today. There is a little bit of blue sky poking through. It's completely grey and cloudy and wet, and yeah, if I could get away from this, I would happily do it.
Well, I will tell you that it's a little gray here, but the golf course is lush, plush, gorgeous. We played the Robert Trent Jones course here yesterday, and we'll get into more of that later in the show and then tomorrow too. But there are people here. There are people in Big Jim's restaurant. That's where we're broadcasting from. And there are people on the course. We're going to be playing the Arthur Hills course today, which my understanding is a bit tighter than this golf course we played yesterday. And I was spraying the ball everywhere, but it was fun. And this is not a come down. This was sort of an uplift when we got here because I'd never been to this resort, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. So you got to get here, and you'll get all pumped up again and be ready to watch some golf this week and hang out. And there's some fabulous restaurants here too. So we're going to have some fun, kid.
Yep, I will. I'm so excited. I'm still trying to figure out my schedule if I'm going to come up tomorrow or on Thursday morning. But by the sound of it, I don't know, you're making it seem even more appealing to just drive up later today.
Come on. Just point your car north and just head straight up. Hey, real quickly, Patton Kizzire, number 2 in the FedEx Cup standings, and Valspar Championship, I should say, winner Paul Casey are both here playing. They're in the current top 10. Bo Hostler's playing, Darren Clark. This is going to be a great tournament. This is really where everybody sort of lets their hair down after the Masters, takes a deep breath and goes, okay, now let's have some fun. And the setting, of course, is incredible. The Lighthouse, the famous Lighthouse, they repainted it. The stripes now are painted in plaid as opposed to red and white. So for the 50th anniversary of this tournament. So it's going to be fun. So come on.
I do love how you say plaid because being Scottish, we would always say tartan. So whenever I hear the word plaid, I'm like, that word is a very new word to me.
Are we going to do the Scottish word of the day again? We got in trouble for a couple of things. Well, they just gave me a little note and said, you can't say that on the air. Don't do that again. So I won't say it again. When I ask you, what do you say in Scottish when you have to go to the bathroom? And what did you say?
Oh, Oh, I'm not saying it again.
Anyway.
Don't try to get me into trouble.
Anyway, Diane Knox from SecretGolf.com. She works with Steve Elkington, and we do too. We're part of the SecretGolf.com group. Patton Kazire is part of that group also, as well as Jason Duffner and a lot of other players on SecretGolf.com, so check them out. But let's get to it, Diane. Let's talk about Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort. I have joining me right now the Vice President of Resort Operations, and he's been here 15 years in 5 different positions. I guess he couldn't hold a job down, but so they made him the boss, right? Brad Mara, VP of Resort Operations. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how are you today?
It's great to have you here.
That's great to be here.
Brad's tan, looks good. It must be something about this resort that keeps you tan and healthy. And
I was at the Masters last week, just like you.
Were you?
Yeah.
Why didn't you stop? I wish we had known. You could have come and joined us on the set there.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
At the hospitality house. Everybody else did.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody did. So you've been here for 15 years. You've held 5 positions at this resort, including your current position, which is overseeing, and I have to read this because this is incredible. You oversee all resort operations, including golf, tennis, outfitters, bikes and kayaks, accommodations, home and villa rentals, food and beverage, commercial property management, and Shelter Cove Harbor, the shops and restaurants there, and marina operations. We had dinner at Scott's, I believe, at Shelter Cove last night. Fabulous. Food was knocked out really good. And ran into a couple of pretty famous people. We'll kind of leave that alone. But, wow, that's that.
Ooh.
So you're a pretty busy guy.
Yeah, I like to be busy, though.
So tell us about that. How did you end up getting here? What was your background? What brought you to Palmetto Dunes?
Well, my background is a sports management major in college. I went to Georgia Southern, which is about an hour and a half away.
Right.
My parents live in Palmetto Dunes. My grandparents live on Hilton Head Island. I was working in TV before here at Fox Sports South up in Atlanta. And I was working from 2 a.m. or 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. My wife was working from 8 to 5, so it was either get divorced or get a new job, and I decided to get a new job.
That's probably a good move
Yeah.
on your part. So you were with Fox
Yes.
there in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Were you around when the Weather Channel people were there, and did you know some of them?
No, it was just on the sports side. So we actually did the Arizona Sports Report and the Southern Sports Report at the same office, and I'm from Arizona originally, so it was a pretty good gig for a little while.
My good friend Danny Medina, by the way, Diane met him from the Tucson National Resort.
Okay.
Danny's director of golf operations there, has been for 17 years, 14 or 17 years.
Great, yeah, I'm from the Scottsdale area.
Okay, so you know about that. Well, tell me this. What's your average day like here at Palmetto Dunes Resort?
Well, luckily we have such a great team here that really it's just checking in with the team and trying to give them anything they need to make their day more successful. So just really going from operation to operation and talking to our different directors and trying to figure out what I can do each day to make their lives easier.
So, give me for instance. What's the highest high you've had here? What's the most exciting thing you've done here at this resort in your tenure?
Really, the highest highs for me is when we've been able to grow some folks from different positions that they've had into different director roles. We have one lady who was on the beverage cart here previously and now is our director of accommodations. So when you have success stories like that, that's really the things that really get me juiced up.
Good on you. We can tell that in meeting with some of the people around here that everyone seems to be happy in their positions. From your director of marketing, who's sitting over here with us, to everybody I've met so far is very cordial and very happy.
It's hard not to be happy on Hilton Head Island.
Well, and at this resort,
Yes.
I mean, my goodness. So I didn't realize now, how many shops and restaurants do you guys have within our confines of Palmetto Dunes?
Within Palmetto Dunes, we have 3 golf shops, our bike shop. We have 2 freestanding restaurants and 3 restaurants adjacent to the golf shops. Outside of that, we have a sales and marketing building, our accommodations and human resources building, and we also have a real estate office. On this side of the street, across the street, we have a marina office with 177 slips, and over there we have tons of food and beverage and retail operations.
We were there, like I said, last night. Had dinner at Scott's. Is it called Scott's
Fish market.
Fish Market? Scott's Fish Market, and the food, Diane, you would die for it. It's incredible.
Oh, amazing. You're making me very jealous. I've actually been on the website as well. So as I sit with my grey view out the window, I'm looking on your website, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I would very much like to be there right now.
We need to. Russell should be staying here next time he comes to play in this tournament. Get more play. Do you have a lot of players that stay here?
We do have a lot of players that stay here, and they actually will get a couple that will practice on our practice facilities.
All right, to get away from the crowds and all that, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't let the Golf Talk America production crew go out there and start asking for autographs.
My mom, who lives in here, was at the gym in the morning or yesterday, and she was in the gym with Dustin Johnson, who's playing in the RBC this year. So that was really
in the
cool.
gym this morning. I don't want to even see him work out because it would hurt every muscle in my body to see that guy. Yeah. Oh, well, so bicycles. Let's talk about that for a minute, because the way this whole resort's designed, you can get everywhere on a bike. And you guys, when we got here, you had 2 brand new, beautiful bicycles set up for us. And I guess I didn't see that many cars running around. I saw more people on bicycles.
Yeah, we have 3,000 bikes here. So when all the bikes are out, it's pretty busy with bikes. But yeah, you can get anywhere in Palmetto Dunes by bike. We also have a Dunes buggy that will take you by van anywhere you want to go from Palmetto Dunes and across the street to Shelter Cove. And Hilton Head Island is just a great biking community as a whole.
Now, the Dune buggy. Tell me about the Dune buggy.
Yeah, so if you're staying in Palmetto Dunes, you can give them a call. They'll come pick you up, take you into any golf courses across the street, to any of the shopping and dining we have over there. If you want to go to the grocery store over at Kroger, they'll take you there as well if you want to pick up groceries for the day. Okay, and that happened yesterday. I know that when I got back, my wife, who's with me this week, because she said, if you're going to Palmetto Dunes and Hilton Head, I'm going to be with you. She came in the last 2 days of the Masters. Not to see the Masters. She's been there. She wanted to come here. Nice.
So she went to Kroger and spent the national debt. The whole place is just full of everything now over there. And our villa's really great, and it's just a short walk just straight across to the beach. I mean, it's right across the street. And I walked down the fairway yesterday after I finished playing here at the Robert Trent Jones course with my golf bag, walked back down 18 and went right to our villa. It was right there.
That's great.
So this place is pretty incredible. What would you share with our listeners about this resort, the Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort, that you think? Well, it's all family. I mean, there are things for kids, there are things for adults. There's something I saw about a pickleball. So what is pickleball? Pickleball is a new sport up and coming. So we have a tennis and pickleball center. We have 24 tennis courts over there, and we have 8 pickleball courts. It's a great sport. It's a hybrid kind of between tennis and volleyball rules to a point. You use a paddle that's a little bit larger than a ping pong paddle. It's a different type of ball than a tennis ball. It doesn't bounce as high. But it's a great sport. People are really getting into it. It's for all ages. We get a lot of families out there. And great thing about Palmetto Dunes, once you come here and if you stay here for a week, you can't do everything here in Palmetto Dunes. We have so many activities for the families and so many things to do. It's just a great resort overall. It really is, and I know I'm going on and on about the bicycles, but I just thought that was so cool that you could go anywhere on a bicycle here and not have to get back in your car. Just check into your villa, and of course, in our villa, there's a huge deck out back with an umbrella table and a big grill, and I'm ready to cook out and just hang out. But I have to go to all your restaurants because I love to dine. And we started out. What would you suggest for us and anybody else coming here? So we went to the fish market last night. Where should we go tonight? I think Alexander's would be a great meal for you guys. It's right in Palmetto Dunes. You can actually ride your bike there, too, if you'd like. We started operating it last year, and we get tons of great reviews on it. It's one of the best restaurants on Hilton Head Island. It's more fine dining, finer dining. It is. It is than Scott's Fish Market. Scott's Fish Market was a little bit casual, yet the food wasn't casual. At all, and I think we ordered every appetizer. My good friend Jim Grosjean's with us. He's a golf raider and a golf writer, as well as part of the Golf Talk America crew. And he said, "Well, I want one of those." So we had a good time. That's right. Pickleball, something to do. Bicycling, something to do. You have the beach. You have multiple golf courses here that, like I said, we partook yesterday on the Robert Trent Jones course, and we're here in Big Jim's, which is right off of the golf course. In fact, if I turn around and look down out the window, we're right down number 1 fairway, right here in the putting green. So what a cool place. I'm talking to Brad Mara. He's the VP of Resort Operations here at Palmetto Dunes Resort Marina. Let's talk boats, because I'm a boat guy and I don't have one anymore. And I walked past several and saw one that I used to own. It wasn't my boat, but it was the same style boat that I had, and everybody kind of got on me last night because all I talked about was the boats, the marina. What about the marina?
Yeah, so what's great, so when you're shopping and dining over at Shelter Cove, you get to overlook all these great boats out there. We have 177 slips. We have some 100-foot boats out there. I mean, they're great to look at. We also have a huge charter operation going on over there. So we have inshore fishing, offshore fishing, dolphin cruises for the family.
Whoa. Dolphin cruises. Let's go to that. Let's go to that right now for the family because that's so cool. Talk a little bit about that. I noticed it's not expensive.
No. So it's great. So, it's for everybody, but you can just go out a little bit. There's tons of dolphin that live around this area, and they'll bring you out, and you get to see dolphins while you're out there. The kids really eat it up. And they have a lot of other fun activities over there that they do. They have these smaller 2-seater boats that they have that you can go out on that are really cool. You can get real close down to the water. So they have shark fishing tours if you want to enjoy something like that. Yeah, so they really
in the boat's good by me, but not out of the boat. No.
Yeah, and you can rent pontoon boats and different things over there. There's just a lot of activities going out of the marina. It's a great place to visit while you're here.
Now I'm going to ask this question. I don't know the answer to. Is there scuba diving here or snorkeling?
That I don't know.
Not
the answer.
really.
I'm sure somebody has done it, but it's not very popular.
Not part of what you. Not part of what you do. So, marina operations, shops, restaurants, Shelter Cove Harbor, commercial property. What if we decided, or anybody that's here decided, they want to become part of Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort? How do they do that? I mean, can you lease a place for a long period of time here, or? How do you do that?
They have short-term rentals here, long-term rentals here. They can buy a place if they want to come move to Palmetto Dunes. It's not a private community; it's a public community. Anybody can come in any day and enjoy any of our activities here. That's what makes it so great. A lot of the communities down here have gates in front of it, and you can't really go into it and see. And this is open to the public, and the more the merrier. We'd like to see people having a good time here every day.
Well, you'll certainly see that out of the Golf Talk America crew. What, Diane? I'm sorry, I've kind of walked on top of you. What questions do you have for Brad?
No, I've been enjoying absolutely everything about it. I love the idea of being able to come and just get on your bike, and you can just leave your car, and then the whole family are going to be on their bikes, cycling around and just seeing the sights. That's a great idea. This week, obviously, with the golf tournament, is it a real exciting week for you guys, hosting the RBC Heritage in your town? Is it, does the place really come alive this week?
Yeah, we love this week. Well, really, the 2 weeks of the year, because we get tons of guests that go to the Masters, and they commute up from Palmetto Dunes every day. It's a little over a 2-hour drive. So we'll get people that will come play golf here early in the week for Masters and then drive up after that. And then Heritage Week is always a special week here. So these 2 weeks of the year are my favorite 2 weeks of the year, especially having Dustin Johnson playing here this year and Duffner and a lot of the big names. So we're really excited. 50-year anniversary. They have 14 champions, I think, coming back to come play.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job marketing everything over there this week. And, it's a community event, the Heritage. So we're just as happy as them coming here with as Sea Pines is hosting the event.
So now, say next year for the Masters, for instance, for our listeners, they can come here, stay here. It's a 2-hour commute. Do you have any formalized transportation between here and the Masters, or is it like
we do not?
You do not. So you stay here, but so you're on your own, so you don't have to be on a certain schedule.
No, but the
the
interesting part of it is we are busier. This island is busier Masters Week than it is Heritage Week because there's more people coming here driving up to the Masters than there is coming here for the Heritage. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, and you were there. Washington Road. It was pretty brutal. Give me a little off subject for a second. Give me a little bit of your insights into last week.
Well, what a great event! I mean, I thought the run that Jordan Spieth made on Sunday was just phenomenal. I think a lot of people were hoping that Ricky Fowler would be in a playoff with Patrick Reed at the end of the day. It's been really interesting reading all the stuff about Patrick Reed ever since the tournament has ended. Which that's when you get it in the highlights of everything. All the other stuff comes out. But every year, every time I step, I've been to the Masters 15 years in a row now. Every day, every time I step in and put my feet on those grass, it's an electric feeling that I don't get to feel any other time of the year. It's just something special about that place that you can't duplicate anywhere else.
It truly is, and I know Diane feels the same way. She spent most of her time in the mornings because we did afternoon shows during the Masters. So Diane was with Steve Elkington because he's part of Secret Golf. He owns Secret Golf, and Diane works with him. And Diane, you over at the Masters last week, you got to see a few famous people, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, especially because Steve very kindly, being a former major champion, had clubhouse passes, and I was in there with him. But yeah, we met so many people. But it was just my luck, and it was kind of the story of my week with Steve. It was that, we would be together pretty much all day, and then I would nip off to go to the bathroom or to go to the shop. And I would come back, and he would say, "Oh my gosh, you missed this person, this person." The main person that I missed was Jack Nicholas. And he said, "Diane, literally the second you walked away, he came straight over to me." So I missed meeting Jack by probably 10 seconds. But yeah, we saw a lot of famous faces at the Masters, and it was great. The buzz there is just, it's unlike any other golf tournament that I've ever been to. And I think the main difference there is that I'm not saying people are badly behaved at a normal event on the PGA Tour. I'm not saying that by any means, but the patrons are just so respectful. And, the Masters roar is kind of infamous, but you don't hear the ridiculous shouting and the stupid words being yelled on the tee box that you might hear at other tournaments. And the vibe is just nice. It's just a kind of calm, respectful vibe.
Well, you're going to like the vibe here, because the vibe here is calm, respectful, and absolutely beautiful. It's very lush. It reminds me of a couple of other places I've been to. It's just not a lot of concrete, just a lot of natural growth, and that's what makes this place so special, I think, is it's just, it's awesome. Plus, now, Brad, this restaurant, I had breakfast here yesterday morning, and I couldn't eat it all. I mean, it was a huge, I ordered an omelet, and it was huge, so the portions, some places we go to in resorts, it's like tapas for breakfast, it's just like these little bitty things. This place, you guys do it up.
Yeah, we actually hear that a lot. Every time we have a radio show guy come in, they come in and they say, "Man, that's the biggest sandwich I've ever had."
Well, we travel a lot. We're poor, so we try to eat as much as we can when we have the opportunity. But your staff was great, and the check-in time is normally about 4 o'clock, but you guys accommodated us because we got here early and got us into the room. And it's just like I say, Brad Mara, VP of Resort Operations here at Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort, been here 15 years, held 5 different positions, and you have a great staff, and you're obviously a great manager because it's reflected in your employees.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's really true. Brad, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I mean, we appreciate it. I know you're really busy, so I'll let you get back to what you need to do, but don't be a stranger. Come on the show after. When we're back we'll be doing remotes everywhere, but we'll call you up every once in a while and say, "Hey, what's happening at Palmetto Dunes?"
That'd be great. I'd appreciate that.
Thanks so much. Diane Knox, thank you so much for joining us in the first segment. I know you have to break away and go pack your bags so you can get here to Palmetto Dunes pretty quickly, right?
Exactly, yes. I'm going to be heading up soon. This week, we actually have 8 of our secret golf players who are taking part in the RBC Heritage. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get up either, maybe tomorrow morning or kind of late tomorrow and catch up with all of them. As you say, week after the Masters, it's maybe a chance for the guys to, calm down a little bit and go out there and enjoy the golf without the pressure of the first major of the year. So looking forward to seeing them. I'm going to walk the course. It's actually one of my favourite courses to walk because it's so beautiful, it's so picturesque, but also it's quite an easy walk for the course. Sometimes you go out there and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going miles and miles here," but it's a lovely, lovely day out. I would encourage everyone, if you can, get down to the RBC Heritage at some point this week.
Absolutely, and come to Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort, because I failed to mention that it's a 2,000-acre resort destination. It's in the middle of Hilton Head, 3 miles of Atlantic Ocean beach on one side and a sheltered intercoastal waterway marina on the other, and it was named number 3 best resort in the South and Condé Nast Traveler's 2017 Reader's Choice Awards, and to the top 25 world's best family getaways by Travel and Leisure. So it's vacation home, villa rentals, like we said, kayaking, fishing, saltwater lagoon system that's here, Mediterranean-style shelter cove, harbor, and marina. It at palmettodunes.com. You need to check it out. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Clark Sinclair. He's the director of golf here, and also could have played in the NBA because I'll tell you why when we come back. Don't go anywhere, everybody. You're listening to Golf Talk America on PGAtour.com. There's that music. Every time I hear that music when we rejoin from break, it makes me want to fire up the blender. And I know here in Big Jim's, where we're broadcasting from, Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort, our more affectionately called Palmetto Dunes, which is just a great place here on Hilton Head Island. We're here for the RBC this week, and guests of Palmetto Dunes. And at Big Jim's Restaurant. Did I say Big Jim's Restaurant? Big Jim? Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. So where's the margarita? I mean, it's early. It's only 10:30, so we better stop that. Okay, all kidding aside, Clark Sinclair, Director of Golf. Clark's been here since 1983, and he started here working the golf carts for, we won't say the dollar amount, but it was pretty low, and something must have been in the water or in just the beauty of this place at Palmetto Dunes. But Clark Sinclair now is the director of golf. He's the big man on campus, and I mean literally a big man. He's 6'8", and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Clark, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's good. Oh, I don't hear you now. Do I hear you?
Check.
There we go. Sorry about that.
It's great to have you guys here.
Oh, it's fabulous to be here. I mean, my goodness, we had Brad Mara on earlier, and of course you were sitting here watching that, and I thought Brad did good. He said his most favorite part of doing live interviews is when they're over. And I said, well, wait, wait. You know, what does that mean, man? So, Clark, you're director of golf, and you've been here for a long, long time. I want to go back before we dig down into Palmetto Dunes and what you do here and talk about your background, where you came from. I know you went to Presbyterian, you said.
Yep.
Played basketball there. And so you went overseas to try to run up and down the hardwoods.
I did. After I did my little military training, I met a friend and we went over to try out for some teams. Ended up in Luxembourg, which was unusual but beautiful, and
Oh, what a gorgeous place.
and
yeah.
Germany and Austria. And shortly after that, we decided we would drop that and just travel around Europe. And we're happy to get back to the United States. But it was a great experience, so much fun, as you can imagine.
You know, I think kids today, and you mentioned that, I think really when you graduate from college, they should take some time and just, I guess it's kind of like Masters Week last week and the RBC this week. This is the week where people come in and just kind of go, whew. Well, I think after college, it's the same thing. You're like, so intense, the finals, graduation. Okay, let's go on a wanderabount, is what some people call it.
That's kind of what it turned out to be, and it worked out really well, and it was a time to take a breath, and it worked out well. After that, I came here and began working outside when there were 2 courses here, and have been here ever since. And just whatever it was through attrition or quality of work have moved up, and Palmetto Dunes and Hilton Head are just a place where you want to be here all the time. And when we're not working, you are on vacation if you so choose to be. Everything you want to do here is here. I'm a water dog, I would call myself.
Okay.
Like to do water sports, love golf, love just about everything, and the food is good. And
Food's fabulous.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the water sports yesterday. I played the Robert Trent Jones course yesterday, and I was not having my best front nine. I was, let's just say the club face was open and closed a lot. So I partook in some of your water hazards yesterday, but finally got rid of the golf ball that I was tired of playing because I didn't know this. And I want to bring this up to you real quick when we're talking about golf. And a certain golf company that had a golf ball called a Pro V and a Pro V1X, they sort of changed those balls, didn't they? Now the Pro V1X really is more playing like the Pro V1, and the Pro V1X plays like the old. Am I saying that right, Jim Grosjean? What? They've changed it, right? They changed the golf ball around. There's more spin on the X now than was before. Have you noticed that, or?
I do play the X. Whether there's more spin on it, I don't know. But
I blamed all my bad shots on that, I will tell you. I used that to say that was my poor play. But one of your employees brought me by this nice little white box here that's a new golf ball. That
I'll have to see Terry later and see what that is.
Yeah, it's a new ball that's not out yet, and I'm going to try it today. Clark Sinclair, Director of Golf, has also here at Palmetto Dunes. How many golf courses do you have?
We have three unique courses, and you were talking about the water. They do all feature the 11-mile lagoon system that runs through the property, and go with the kayaks. So there's 11 miles to navigate on the
Wow.
water. So it provides a lot of scenery, a lot of scenic stuff, a lot of alligators.
You're kayaking with the gators?
Only rarely
Okay.
do they get in the big lagoon, and they don't
They don't get out
they
there.
don't pester
Yeah.
anybody now.
Now these are they brackish lagoons?
They
or-
are.
They're
They are.
brackish.
We
okay.
have lock systems where we can release the water and bring it back in
Okay.
periodically, so it's good.
First course here was which one?
The Robert Trent Jones course, right
Okay.
out the back window.
The one we played yesterday.
Absolutely fun.
Oh, it was a fun golf course yesterday, and you have ocean view on this course too. You go straight out to the ocean.
When you get on number 9, you can kind of feel you're getting there, and the 10th hole is the green is on the ocean, but you play to it the whole way.
Right.
And the 11th tee is on the ocean also, playing away from it. But I don't know how to explain it. The feel when you get out there is
Yeah.
pretty amazing for Palmetto Dunes and Hilton Head, because there's only a few ocean-oriented, Calabogie-oriented holes.
Well, it was beautiful. I mean, the view, the greens are in great shape. The course is in great shape. I mean, it's been a rough winter for golf and for keeping the courses up.
It's been unusual, but I'm not going to say it was any worse than last year. I think last year was a little worse.
Was it really? Well, you
Yeah.
couldn't tell. I mean,
This year
again,
we get these little anomalies.
Yeah.
You know, the hail and the freeze and the snow. But other than that, it's
just
been
fun
okay.
stuff.
The frost delays have been minimal.
Okay, so let's compare your golf courses here at Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort. The Robert Trent Jones course seemed a little, I mean, even though, I was all over the place. But I tightened it up on the back 9 and finished, hit perfect shot on 18, just took it right around the corner and laid it down, and had one birdie all day yesterday.
Oh, wow.
One birdie all day yesterday. My good friend Jim Grosjean, who's part of the Golf Talk America crew, was even par through 14 or whatever. And he was there were a lot of dots on our scorecard, which meant a monetary distribution from my wallet to his, which I was unhappy with. But, okay, Robert Trent Jones course, how would you describe it?
I call it's a fairly open course, large bunkers, big greens. We kind of describe it as a link style course because it runs directly away from the clubhouse out to the ocean. We have a halfway house out
Yes.
there about 2 miles away, and you play it back in. Very scenic, large trees. It's gorgeous. If you think about it, there's actually only a couple dog legs on the golf course.
18 being one.
Yeah, so it's very straight away, but you do have to deal with the winds, and they do change.
Yes, they do.
A lot.
In mid-flight.
It could be in your face all day long.
I know the big tree, the dogleg left 18, beautiful hole. And our villa is right off of 18 that we're staying in, that you guys set us up, and thank you so much. It's gorgeous. My good friend Jim, he found that tree on the corner. Solidly hit the tree on the corner, bounced it all the way back into the bunker. Now he's in the deep bunker. He puts it within 5 feet from the bunker to the pin to just break my heart. So anyway.
That's a good memory.
Yeah. Well, it's after going to Scott's Fish Market last night, we had a good time. A lot of food and adult beverages, but it was fun. Let's go to the Arthur Hills course. Let's talk about that for a minute.
The Arthur Hills course, I'm going to say, is probably one of my favorite courses on the island and favorite of the 3. It was the last one to be built in '86. It's kind of a shot maker's course. It could play hard. The white tees play about 6,200 yards. Basically, what you want to do is just go out. You don't have to hit driver all the way around. And you play it to the 150 marker and just have shots into the green. It can be penal. Left and right. There are lagoons and ponds that you're going to see quite a bit of. The back 9 is awesome. The 17th hole, we consider it one of the best holes out there. It's a dogleg left. You have to hit over the water twice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll work for me.
We do have a lighthouse out there, which is beyond the 15th.
Really?
Green. It's on the historic registry, which is neat.
I've never been here, so I've not seen, and this is all new for me, which is really exciting to me because I travel so much and I've been so many places. I'm shocked that I haven't been here before. I mean, and again, I'm excited to be here. You guys are great.
It's a really historical place, the whole island. I mean, we have history buffs come down here and just try to filter through everything that's down here.
Okay, now let's jump to your other golf course and talk a little bit about it and your observations.
The George Fazio course, built in '74. New greens have diamond zoysia on them.
Oh, okay.
We don't overseed it in the winter, but it's trying to come back right now. It's a super fun to play. It's a golf course where if you're a right-handed golfer with a fade, you probably won't lose a golf ball the entire round.
Okay.
I call it a fader's paradise. We all have junior tees, and we do have quite a bit of juniors play over there because of that fact. It's kind of wide open, double fairways everywhere.
Neat.
It does have elevated greens, which make it more difficult. It has
Oh, yeah.
like 54 giant bunkers, which we had to renovate after a storm rolled through here, which is great. A lot of fun. Probably one of the toughest last 4 holes in the area, depending on what tees you're playing. The three courses, I just want to add, we do offer. We have 12 4-seater carts, which we
Really?
received recently. So we send those out with families quite a bit, with kids that can't drive. We try to promote it to groups for like team building or camaraderie.
How neat.
So it is kind of neat.
Now, do you have on the resort property here, there are a lot of people who come year after year after year. Tell us a little bit about the geographic, what part of the country and what months and how many people have you met here from X number of years ago that still come back and you see them every year?
That's a good question. We have people come back here every year for long periods of time. Brad's been here 12. I've got people that have been here for 7. I've been here for 30-something, but they do come back. We do have a couple timeshare complexes or components here, which guys come back. We have people returning in the wintertime, mainly from up north or Canada, which are repeat customers coming for the long-term stay. Families, I remember teaching kids.
Watching them grow up now, right?
Oh my God, grown up, married, kids.
How cool is
gone.
that?
It's weird. I mean, there's something
weird.
There's something prideful in it, but it's like, wow, where's time going?
Yeah, it sort of makes us look at ourselves and go, well, maybe I'll start wearing these mock necks more often. It'll tighten everything up for me outside of the surgery. Clark Sinclair is the director of golf here at the Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort. 3 golf courses here, 3 distinctly different golf courses. Again, we played Robert Trent Jones yesterday, and it was fabulous. I wanted my wife to be with us because, like as you said, you go out to the ocean, then tee back away from the ocean. You just feel it as you're heading out that way, and you smell it, and it's wonderful.
You're going to be floored when you go to Hills today.
Am I?
Yeah.
I just hope this rain holds off, and I think it is. It looks like it's lightening up outside a little bit.
It always holds off.
So, Clark, what would you tell people that have never been here, of 12 to 14 handicapper that wants to come play with his group of guys that are all around the same? What should be their rotation?
Usually, when they come down here, I will start them on it fluctuates. I'll start them either on Hills or Jones. Jones and Hills have driving ranges, official driving ranges. The Fazio course does not. We have a small driving range, which we use birdie balls on. So when people are first coming in, we try to get them to at least familiarize themselves with what we have and at least get to loosen up. The Hills course can be the last course to play. Fazio is generally always the middle course, and the Jones course, being the most popular, could be first, and some people like to play it twice.
Now, what's your average number of rounds on this Robert Trent Jones course?
We'll do 35 a year, 38,000 a year.
Wow.
Could be 40.
You can't tell by playing it. I mean, it's just in great shape. Kudos to your team.
Oh, Jones is always in good shape.
Yeah, kudos to your team out here. We had a fabulous time. Clark Sinclair's director of golf here. Clark, what do you do as far as instruction and fitting and that sort of thing here?
We have a big schedule of instruction. We have a director of instruction. His name's Doug Weaver. We do everything pretty much. We do focus on a lot of juniors with spring and summer coming up. Doug does an exhibition every Monday at 4, which is
Saw that yesterday.
amazing.
Yeah.
We have Swing Fit here now, partnered up with them,
That's-
formerly Golf, etc. They do club fitting, club building, club repair all on site at the Robert Trent Jones course, which is a great component to have because they're one of the best in the region, I'd say.
I would say now I've not been to the other courses yet. We're here at Big Jim's Restaurant, broadcasting from Palmetto Dunes Oceanfront Resort, and talking with Sinclair, who's the director of golf. This pro shop that's behind us, we did some damage in that place yesterday.
It's easy to do.
It is, but you guys, the prices are pretty much standard everywhere, but you guys have great little discounts and things on stuff, and plus if you're here at the resort, you get an automatic resort discount card on food, beverage, clothing, and I know I bought a bunch of stuff. I think everything on one rack yesterday.
We appreciate it.
So we're gonna listen. I'm probably gonna need some golf balls today though, because I did. I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna change to what's in this white box right here today, I think. So, what would you leave us with, just as a parting shot here, that will make people want to get in the car and come here right now? Is there availability still here now? I'm not sure. There is some availability left here. So if you want to come to the RBC and you hear this show this afternoon, make a phone call. PalmettoDunes.com is the website. You can go straight on there, see all the golf courses, and I forgot something I wanted to ask you. I just realized it.
The one thing to make you come here.
Really, the one thing? No, I remember that. But let's answer that first. Okay, I'm all over the place.
You're
It's
good.
old. But it's the one thing that would make them really want to come here.
Generally, the people down here, we like having y'all down here. I call it a low country hospitality. We're not overbearing or anything, but we are here for you, and we'll do anything for you. And when you come to Hilton Head, especially Palmetto Dunes, you forget the bikes. You don't have to drive or ride a bike if you come to Palmetto Dunes. We have the Dunes buggy, and we're walking distance to everything. And we continue to try to make things better on the golf courses and all the other components we have and make it better for the guests.
Well, yesterday, I will speak to that right now because we got here and I had to do some other things. We were kind of pushed back a little bit. Our tee time was 12:01. Walked into the pro shop and I said, and you guys were jammed. But another group, the pros said, hey, we'll work with you. We'll get you to a later tee time, whatever you need. Very accommodating. You don't see that a lot of places. It's very rare that you run across that. It seems like these days everything is sort of rigid. This place isn't. This place is very relaxed, very polite, and very much fun. And if I don't shoot 3 under today, I'm going to be torn up. But we're looking forward to it. Clark Sinclair, director of golf, has the distinction of being one of the tallest PGA of America members. So you know Joe Hallett, our friend Joe Hallett, I'm sure. So you tower over Joe, and Joe prides himself for being a big guy. Joe, of course, is the PGA professional that teaches Stacy Lewis and others. But one thing I want to ask you before I let you go, and we don't want to say names because we don't want to out anybody here, but during RBC week, you have a lot of PGA Tour pros that come over here to hit golf balls and hang out and just to kind of get away from the spotlight, if you will. And a very famous one, I think he was number 1 in the world, was in the gym this morning. And so you guys accommodate the PGA Tour pros during RBC week.
Absolutely. If they're here.
And you have a lot staying here, too.
We do. If you stay at the Marriott, I'm sure there's some in some of the villas that we don't know about. But I know KJ checked in last night at the Marriott, so he'll probably be popping in.
You know, a quick story. I had a great time. Have I mentioned the Spieths again? I'm at Jordan Spieth's Family Foundation event every year in Dallas, and KJ was there this past year. And the first time I've really gotten to spend a lot of time around him. And he's a comedian. The man is absolutely hilarious, and that swing of his just it doesn't look like he's doing much, and that golf ball certainly responds to him very favorably. So I can't wait to run into him. We'll have to maybe run by and say hi. I want your suggestion as to where we're going to play Arthur Hills today, but where we should go eat this evening. Alexander's has been mentioned.
I've got to back up my vice president, but Alexander's is one of the best restaurants on the island.
Okay,
for sure.
Then we're I guess.
They're if you want to get in the fray, there's no telling what's going on at Darren Clark's Tavern.
Oh, Lord,
he's down
no.
here, and I don't even know if he's been there yet.
Well, Graham McDowell's a good friend of ours, and of course Nona Blue is his place in Orlando and Ponte Vedra Beach, and it's we always get in the fray of that. But I think we'll do Alexander's tonight and sort of take it easy because the tournament kicks off tomorrow, and it's going to be a crazy week. Clark, Sinclair, have I missed anything? Is there anything you want to tell our listeners? Anything in particular? Are we invited back?
You're absolutely invited back, and we'd love to see everybody here and on Hilton Head in general. It's a great place to live, great place to vacation, and love it.
And you're living proof of that because you've been here since 1983, so that's pretty cool stuff. Thank you so much, Clark Sinclair, Director of Golf here at Palmetto Dunes, and thank you for your hospitality to us while we're here. It's a pleasure, and we're looking forward to the rest of the week.
No, thank you all. It's our pleasure.
Appreciate it very much. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We're going to come back, close out with a few things, and then we're going to go play golf. So we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Golf Talk America on PGA Tour Radio. There it is. There it is, the margarita music. The margarita people are dancing. It's incredible. The blenders are blending. We're ready at the Palmetto Dunes Resort for a happy hour to come about. But before we do that, we don't have to do that, I should say. Yeah, we do. We're going to go to the Arthur Hills course and play this afternoon. And, of course, we had Clark on, who's the director of golf here at Palmetto Dunes. But the man who makes people come back time and time again and helps people get their game back is with me right now. Pretty famous man in his own right, Mr. Doug Weaver, who's the director of instruction here at Palmetto Dunes. Hey, Doug.
Hey, it's great to be with Frank and Jim. It's fun, and I have a great job. It's a lot of fun reviving dead golfers and introducing potential golfers into an exhilarating golf game. Game for a lifetime.
Would it have DQ'd me yesterday in my match with my good friend Jim Grosjean if I had stopped by to see you at the turn? Because I needed some help at the turn, and there were a lot of little dots on the scorecard, which meant a monetary exchange out of my wallet to his.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, it was not fun. He was even par through 14 or so. He was playing good, and you didn't have a birdie yesterday, did you, Jim? Not one. I had a birdie, and he still stomped me.
No.
A birdie. That was it. It was the rest of it was carnage. Doug Weaver is a pretty famous guy. He made some history on the PGA Tour as a rookie in 1989. And this was a pretty neat span of about an hour and 50 minutes where you were the first of 4 U.S. Open contenders at this unknown golf country club called Oak Hill Country Club to ace the 6th hole with Nick Price, Jerry Pate, and Mark Wiebe.
Right.
How was that?
It was fun.
What did you hit? Give us the play.
It was 159 yards downhill, a little bit, maybe a half club downhill, but we all hit 7s. So in 89, 7 was a good club.
What ball?
Well, I played Strata at the time,
Okay.
which was
Good
Spalding ball, and I think but they're all in the golf the golf museum up at Far Hills of USGA. So if you want to go by and see them. The 7 irons are in the clubhouse at Oak Hill Country Club. So
how cool is that?
But yeah, you're in the U.S. Open. It's tough. It's your emotions are going up and down. You're trying to keep them level, and hey, I hit a good shot. I knew it was a good shot. I knew it was where I wanted it to go. But to watch it trickle into the hole was a blast because you're looking down on the green, easy to see, and yeah, it was early in the morning. That was 9 o'clock. There wasn't a lot of people there. But as I moved, as the crowd heard, it's an older course, so that people just started surrounding it. And then it happened again 30 minutes later. 30 minutes later, it happened again. And by the time, I wasn't there, of course, but the crowd just exploded.
Well, how do you let a guy like Jerry Pate do that right behind you?
Yeah.
Good old Alabama type person.
Right.
And he hurt. By the way, he jumped into the water hazard and threw Dean Beeman in the water hazard at TPC Sawgrass.
He did.
When he won that first tournament through Pete Diane and injured his shoulder. And not a lot of people knew that. He hurt himself.
Jerry Pate injured his shoulder?
He did. He hurt himself. Jumped in the water hazard. There are gators in that water hazard.
Oh, I know.
And I lived there long enough to know I didn't even walk to the edge of the water to get my ball. Doug Weaver's the director of instruction here at Palmetto Dunes. He was on the PGA Tour, played as a rookie in 1989, the U.S. Open at Oak Hill, and he's talking about that hole-in-one that he made. So I guess you had to hang out for a while and buy some drinks that afternoon with everybody else?
Well, Phil Berman from ESPN grabbed us all and made a great show out of it. And then, no, it was Friday. It was get ready for Saturday.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? So, it was just part of it. But, yeah, we started to go get something good to eat and get out of town and get ready for Saturday.
But now you had your tour card. Of course, well, let's back up a little bit. You went to Furman with Brad Faxon.
Right.
Brad,
So I was, say, the second man. Brad was All-American every year, and I knew people would go, "You beat him today, didn't you?" And I go, "Well, no, because I'm in the fairway. I'm on the green. He's in the trees. But then he makes the 30-footer
Yeah.
and I two-putt."
What's the story behind this putting whisperer that he's become?
He always has been.
Yeah.
And so he's such a wonderful person that he just has a balanced attitude about life. And, hey, he's been able to – he learned how to putt correctly. Now, when we were all in college asking, "Brad, give me a lesson. Brad, give me a lesson." I don't know what I'm doing. I do what Dad taught me. What Dad tell you? I don't
remember.
I don't know how to teach it. So, and that was sincere. The coach would say, "Go talk to Brad," and he did what he could for us. But, as he started working with coaches and he started understanding what he did better, so now he's becoming a great coach, and he still has a lot of good playing in him left. But so yeah, I didn't have the confidence I could play the PGA Tour after spending 3 to 4 years with him. But after working right here, right out of college, seeing his development and other college players' development, I went and tried it and made it. And after 3 years of pursuing it.
Well, you played 6 years on the PGA Tour, right?
Well, I played officially 1 exempt year, but
Okay.
I played in events over 7 years.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but whether it was Monday qualifying or exemptions or that way, but played in the Heritage 5 times.
Okay, so you know this area pretty well.
Right. I've pretty much been here 40 years. Went to high school here 1 year. And Palmetto Dunes has been a wonderful place. I mean, we have 3 great golf courses.
Yeah.
The coaches that have been here are incredible. We've had
Well, how many teachers do you have here?
9.
You have 9 instructors. You have 2 practice facilities, and you have on-course instruction available
Right.
too.
Well, we like to make people players. Again, revive that dead person. It's not about the perfect swing. How many people have ever gotten paralysis from analysis?
I'm raising my hand. I'm raising my hand right now.
So, yeah, we'll deal with the mechanics, but it's not everything. It's not everything. So we want to get you out on the course to help you find your own game.
Do you want to ride with me today so I can get my money back from this reprobate over here that's sitting next to me? I need repayment. You're a member of the Golf Hall of Fame of the Lowcountry. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, there's 13 of us, but it's basically, an organization to celebrate golf on Hilton Head. So, I mean, this is a young community. Think of it as the tournament's 50 years old. Think of it as a town 50 years old, not 250, 50 years old. What has happened here in 50 years is incredible when it comes to golf. You have great golf communities. You've got great history. You've got people in the industry that have contributed so much nationally or locally. And the purpose of the Hall of Fame is just to recognize that, to celebrate it, and encourage more of it.
Well, I'm still all about this on-course instruction. I honestly believe, get out there, work with an instructor on the range, work with the practice regimen that he gives you. But to me, on-course instruction is just, it's the bomb. Every time I've done that with an instructor, it's done so much more for my game. The instructor usually wants to get away from it.
You ever heard of Harvey Ward?
Yes, I have.
Well, he was my coach, and he did as little. I mean, when I say my coach, a coach, but probably the one that got me on the PGA Tour, he kept it so simple.
That's the way it's supposed to be. It's one ball, one shot, one swing. Just
I'd say, tell me more. You don't need to know anymore, he'd say.
I don't want to overanalyze things, and you said it earlier. I mean, it's paralysis through analysis, and in these days and times, I know you guys have all the technology here in your instruction
We
group.
do. It's as
You've got it all.
high tech as you want it to be, but if you don't need it, you don't need it.
But if
So
you
we
don't
can
explain
offer-
it, right, like you guys do, you
right,
take
right.
you take a TrackMan, for instance, or a
Right.
flight scope or whatever it may be.
Right.
But you analyze that data. Don't give that data to me
yes,
because
yes.
I have no idea what to
Right.
do with it, and that's when I get all messed up, when I
Right.
start looking at numbers.
Just like the students I had before coming here, I gave them the feeling. Oh, I didn't know it felt that way. I said, well, did I have to use 1,000 words or did I swing with them? So I put my hands on the club. They have their hands on the club. And I said, that's a golf swing. And then it demonstrated so you can see it. They can feel it. And I said, now just trust it. See it, feel it, trust it. So then you just saved, as a coach, I saved myself a lot of words. And as the student, they don't have a lot of words to process. They feel the swing.
So I'm coming to Palmetto Dunes with my family,
Right.
and we're going to spend a week. What is and I want some instruction.
Right.
I want to get out and work a little bit, hone my game a little bit,
Right.
and then get on the courses and play.
Right.
What do you recommend?
Well, I would do an interview over the phone, and then I would send you a questionnaire that it says, answer these questions. Tell me about your putting, chipping, pitching, your mental game. Tell me what are your short-term goals, your long-term goals. Tell me about your health issues. Let's get that interview out of the way on paper so you can say all these things at home, back in Ohio or New York, and you flush it out. Now I process that. When I see you for that first 5 minutes, I'm not gathering information. I've already got a good picture of who you are. But also during that phone conversation, we're going to talk about, your index, your handicap, and we're going to talk before you even get here so that I know you well. And then I can design a game plan for you that week, whether it's the family, like we have a family golf class that's 2 hours. We have the family golf school that's 3 days, and it includes 2 hours of instruction every day, 9 holes of golf every day. So I'm going to help you find our pre-planned programs that you might use, or we'll design one tailor-made for you all. Oh, you want to go to the beach in the morning? We'll do golf in the afternoon. Oh, you want to do golf in the morning? Go to the beach in the afternoon. So we'll work out all those things. Yeah, we want to go to Savannah one day. Well, let's schedule it and let you have a good vacation, but also that's all done before you get here.
That's great. That takes a lot of the painstaking time out of it. So now you get the biggest bang for the buck once you're here.
Also mentally, do you think golf's a mental game?
Oh, my Lord, yes. So much.
So we have this online service that you can do. And I say, and that again, through the questionnaire, I ask you, how's your concentration? How's the mental part of your game? Is it important to you? And if you confess, yes, I have these issues, I'll say, here, go online and do this. Even before you get here, you've done that. Now you can start thinking about what did this online service tell you? You don't do a pre-shot routine. Oh, you really need to work on your visualization. Oh, you need a better attitude. Whatever it is. So now,
better attitude would be the for me yesterday.
What?
I was so mad at myself.
Well, you seem to be such a delightful person, but golf changes you.
Yes, it does. It makes you mad sometimes.
Dr. Jekyll
Well,
and Mr. Hyde.
My dad always said, you can't, I said, he made me mad. I said, nobody can make you mad. You make you mad.
Great.
And I love that line.
Right.
You make yourself mad, and just the shot's over. It's behind you, go make a swing.
So what this online service does is you identify these little things that are getting in your way. We all have favorite people to play with, and we have people we don't like to play with. We have favorite holes, and we have holes we hate. There's a reason for that. And this service, it's only $75. You can do it before you get here.
The mental golf workshop?
Yes.
Is $75.
Yes.
That's it.
And you do it. Then I get the report. You get the report all sent to you on an email. Now I'm ready for you, Frank. You have no excuses, buddy. Let's get to work and get ready.
That I agree 100%. Now, you're a TPI facility here also.
Right.
Is that correct?
Well, that's right.
So, and you have a ladies-only program?
Yes, sir.
How does that work? That's
a lot of
that one sitting over there that has the same last name as I do is all in for that.
Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. A lot of ladies say, well, my husband's always said that. Well, they can't say that in front of their husband, but they can say it in front of me at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. They can come and let their guard down, and I try to discover, again, the same myths and misunderstandings that they have, that their husband, who can't break 80, tells them to do. Keep that left arm straight. Hurry, honey. Come on. We got a group behind us, you know?
Yeah.
Instead
right.
of saying, okay, you know, and I don't want to take a lot of time on it, but I got this letter from Arnold Palmer one time. And it says, Dear Doug, congratulations on a good spring. I want to spend some time with you. Please call my secretary, Louise, and she knows what to do. She'll find a time for us to get together. Is that exciting?
That's kind of cool.
It is.
You still have that letter, too,
Oh,
don't you?
yeah. So, I mean, I was nervous calling Louise, but I knew Mr. Palmer. I knew Louise. I was a part of Bay Hill as a good player, as a professional, and he was giving me an exemption to play in the Bay Hill Classic. You think that's cool?
That's bad cool. That's a tough golf course.
Now let me finish the story that has to do with all the women. I get out there and they say, guys, we need you to play faster. So what did I do? I played faster because I wanted to make Mr. Palmer happy.
Absolutely.
I wanted to make Mr. PGA Tour official play faster. Now why did they? Because there was a big storm coming in Orlando. So after 3 bogeys, my playing partner, David Frost, came up, tapped me on the shoulder.
Oh, David.
Because I'm messing up his game. My bad. I had played well. This is Saturday. I'm playing bad now. He says, Doug, if you take more time, you'll hit better shots. If you hit better shots, you'll score better. If you score better, you take less time. So David Frost allowed me to what?
Relax. Slow down.
Slow down. I played better. So,
I do that. I'm so guilty of speeding up because another playing partner with me a lot of times plays a lot slower than I do, and I'm cognizant of the group behind me, and so I pick my pace up and my game goes to you-know-where.
You need mental golf workshop. Your wife needs ladies only so she can be stronger and argue with you better, debate with you better, or, play better.
We never argue. Yes, dear are the 2 most important terms in a marriage, and I understood that, and I live by that today. Tell me about Little Swingers.
Well, I have 2 children that are adults now, and they're both good golfers. But they were like hockey players when here I am, the golf pro, and my 2 kids are running around like hockey players chasing a puck. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I designed through trial and error 3 songs that really have evolved into 5 or 6 songs, but it gives them structure, it gives them rhythm, and they don't need anybody to tell them what to do because they're saying it verbally to themselves. I'm going to give you an example of the first one that they learn. First, I draw the lines, what's called a chalk line, on the putting green, and they know. And I teach them what the toe line is and the target line is, and they see it. I put the ball on it. I demonstrate it, and in my demonstrations, I say, repeat after me: aim my club. They say, aim my club, and I say, aim my feet. They say, aim my feet, and then I say, tick tock. And so before you know it, they're making 3-footers with their eyes closed. Aim my club, aim my feet, tick tock. And I teach them success in golf within 5 minutes.
You know, that's interesting. My background is music. Jim's background is music. He's an accomplished musician. I was a music major, and I used to practice my golf swing with the metronome. I would sit, and that's what you're saying is the tick-tock, the rhythmic swing, what it should be like.
Right.
Yeah.
And now they're not chasing a golf ball. They're not result-oriented. They're process-oriented thinking, which then adds that structure that takes these 2 wild little kids, and now I don't say those kids are not my kids, but it's parent participation. Now I tell the parent, I say, don't say do this, do this, do this. I just say, sing the song, and the song, which they have one for putting, one for chipping, pitching, sand, and full swing. So they sing the song, and now the parent's not a policeman. They just remind them of what to do.
They're a motivator, a leader.
Very good.
Yeah. Doug Weaver is the director of instruction here at Palmetto Dunes, where we are having a great time. And this place is fabulous, a lot of fun, beautiful, a lot of food.
Hey, my office, I can hear the oceans break.
You're kidding.
Oh, yeah. I'm out there teaching putting. I can hear the ocean, just the waves.
That's just
breaking.
relaxing. You have a relaxing demeanor. I mean, you're the. I played golf one time. This show's not about me. It's about you. But I have to tell you this story because of your ability to to motivate and lead. And I think that's important. It's the old analogy, lay a string on a table and try to push it across the table, and what does it do? It bunches up. But if you put your finger on it and lead it across the table, it will follow you.
Oh, wow.
That's all about a lesson in leadership, which was taught to me by Coach Hugh Durham. Played golf with him in Kentucky at the Children's Charity Classic one year with Artis Gilmore in the group, basketball player that we all know.
We know Artis.
And I was playing I had a pretty good stick in those days, and I wasn't playing well the first few holes. It was a televised event, and I was nervous. Now, you're familiar with that because you're a PGA Tour pro
I've been
guy.
nervous. Yeah.
And I was pretty nervous. I almost killed somebody on the opening tee shot, just low duck hook right over the crowd. Coach pulled me aside and he said, "Now, Frank, I know you're a better player than that." And the softer he would talk, the more I would move in and listen. And it just, you do the same thing. I'm watching you and your demeanor, and I can't imagine a golf lesson with you, but it's going to happen. Doug Weaver is going to have to, you might change your demeanor once you see my swing.
Come on, let's go.
We're here at Palmetto Dunes. We're at Big Jim's Restaurant. Doug Weaver's Director of Golf Instruction here, and we're talking about a lot of the things that he does here about getting back to basics, fundamentals, play with the pro, and learn as you go. Just neat thought processes that help you be a better player.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, like you said, we have the highest technology you'd want in what we call Gears Golf, if you find out what that is, and all the software that you want, the TPI, Mental Golf Workshop. It's a holistic approach. And if we do our job, you leave here going, nothing's complicated. It's not complicated. And that's the way I've had complicated teachers that I left eventually, and then I've had the simple teacher. I said, Harvey Ward, one of the greatest players ever.
Oh, yeah.
Who kept it so simple. So we'll give the student what they want. I want all the information. We can give it to you. But I want effective, efficient swing thoughts, let's get it done, get it out, and get playing better right now.
Okay, in my notes, I'm looking at something that says conscious to unconscious.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, you have to think, but you have to learn how to turn that thinking button off, too.
I'm one of those people at night that lays down in bed, and it's still clicking, it's still going, and it's hard for me to go to sleep because I'm thinking about, okay, the show the next day, I'm playing golf with these people, oh, Lord, I'm in this Pro-Am, what am I going to do? And I just psych myself out still at my advanced age. And so that mental game.
Well, I just had breakfast with KJ Choi. You ever heard of him?
Yes, I know him.
When I say it was an event with the Heritage, but he said, I have learned to let the trophies come to me.
Great thought process.
He says, one time I tried too hard. I gave away a lot of tournaments, and then I learned to let the trophy come to me.
Wow.
And I think in my first professional victory, I had thrown away 3 previous first-place finishes. This is mini tour, but it's my big league at the time. It's my
big-time golf.
And finally, the 4th one, I said, I just want to shoot a decent score. I don't want to choke. So I lowered my expectations. Instead of saying I need to shoot another 68, I said, I just want to shoot 18 pars. I'm not going to pay attention to the other players. I quit paying attention to the other players. I said, let them win. Well, what happened, they did get ahead of me temporarily, but because I relaxed on the backside, the birdies flooded, and I didn't even try, and I won.
See, that's
what
Doug
was
Weaver
reaffirmed in KJ Choi today. He says, make your goals, know what you got to do, but relax and let it come to you.
Okay, everybody, you're listening to Golf Talk America on PGA Tour Radio, PGAtour.com, and I'm sitting here with Doug Weaver, who's the Director of Instruction at Palmetto Dunes, and if you've been listening to this intently, go back and re-listen to this interview because the man just gave you about $10,000 worth of golf lessons just sitting here talking to us. I mean, it's pretty incredible how your mind works, Doug, and what you're doing here with everything at Palmetto Dunes. Make players, not perfect swings. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Play more golf.
And again, a holistic approach to it instead of creating iron barons, basically.
Right.
Because, and I want you to address this if within our closing moments. Everybody wants to swing like Adam Scott.
Right.
Okay, you can't. And a good friend of mine, Scott Nye, you may know Scott, RoboGolf Pro.
Oh, yeah.
He has the software in the machine.
Oh yeah,
Well, it about tore my back out of its trying to swing like Adam Scott. You can't do it. Swing your swing. And how do you approach that? How do you tell your new golfers that come into you that have kind of a funky inside over the top swing? What do you tell
there
them?
are fundamentals. What are the first three letters of fundamentals?
I want to play better. F-U-N. Okay. I want to play better.
So there are fundamentals that we need to address, but there are parameters, and some people are like, you just said Adam Scott, and some people are flat like Matt Kuchar. So there's parameters. So right now, let's just try to get you into those parameters and use some pictures. Pictures worth
1,000.
So the picture might be in a video, it might be in Gears Golf with your own little avatar, it might be, but it's basically, it might just be a feeling. If I, like Harvey Ward taught me, just feel this, Doug, just feel this. Oh, that's all I got to do? Oh, and then I go qualify for the PGA Tour. So again, I am motivated by simplicity in my teaching. So yes, if that teacher says, no, I want to be just like Adam Scott, or that student says that, then we'll get you there. But eventually, hopefully, I'll convince them just to be them. Like a signature. I can read your signature. I can read each letter, but your signature looks different than mine. But
Right.
we can both read each other's writing. So you have a signature golf swing. Jim has one. Doug has one. But I'm looking for those fundamentals in there and allowing you to be who you are. Nick Price, he's somebody I used to practice with. He's quick. He talks fast like this, and he swings
Like
fast.
me, yeah.
You don't slow Nick Price down. But you got to find his metronome, his rhythm. Then you got Larry Mize. He falls asleep. Matsuyama, he goes back like a slow motion, and he unloads. So I have to be able to, identify and work with that signature personality. That's back to Mental Golf Workshop. I mean, after being around Lanny Watkins, how fast does he go? He's
100 miles an hour,
and then
yeah.
you got Nick Faldo's that's more methodical and soft-spoken.
Ray Floyd.
So that's all part of it. It's more than a perfect golf swing.
Yeah, absolutely. Doug Weaver, Director of Instruction here at Palmetto Dunes. They have 9 teachers on staff here. No shortage of people who can help your game.
Right.
So come here and that mental golf thing, I'm going to do it. I have to because my head's basically scrambled eggs.
Well,
on
what
the course
happened
these
at the
days.
Masters this week? Roy said I didn't have it, but he had it for 3 days. Where did it go on the 4th day? Who knows? But we knew he just didn't have that edge, did he?
No, he didn't.
And then Patrick had the edge, and then
Bulldog.
Jordan came out of nowhere. So.
That was an unbelievable round by
But
Jordan
Jordan
Spieth.
will
Good
confess.
Lord.
Jordan will confess. He had a victory last year at Hartford that he looked like he was falling off the world, but he said my caddy kept me in there. He confessed, I needed my caddy to keep me together. I was falling apart, so.
Michael Greller's a good
So
good caddy.
we need to identify our patterns mentally and just as we identify our patterns physically.
Parting thought from this show, Palmetto Dunes. We'll be back with you tomorrow on PGAtour.com and PGA Tour Radio. But from Doug Weaver, Director of Instruction, parting final thought for the show today.
Get your fundamentals in order and learn how to play the game. Learn how to be a player. That doesn't mean you have to be club champion. You just want to be. I want to play to my potential. Golf is a game for a lifetime. I played with Harvey Ward, 60, and he was beating Payne Stewart and me. I played with Sam Snead when he was 83, and he was having a blast.
Unbelievable
Golf
stuff.
for a lifetime.
Golf for a lifetime. Doug Weaver, thank you so much. Guys, you got to get here. There's still some rooms available. The RBC's coming up this week, and we're going to be here all week. Stop by Big Jim's and see the show. John McGinnis will be here tonight doing his show live on SiriusXM, PGA Tour Radio, and we're going to really heckle him. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening to Golf Talk America. We love each and every one of you, and thank you so much to Palmetto Dunes Resort.